I have decided to quit social media for 30 days. I know, me. Hello everybody. If you are new here, I am one half of Izzy and Jake, and if you couldn't tell by the title, thumbnail and intro to today's video, I have decided to quit social media for 30 days. I know, me. The official definition of being addicted to something is to be physically and mentally dependent on a particular substance. And whilst I wouldn't consider social media a substance per se, I would say the best way to describe my relationship with it is an addiction. On average, I spend around 5 hours on my phone a day, with the majority of that being time on social media. I mean, it's the first thing I go on when I wake up in the morning, I go on it while I eat, I go on it while I go to the bathroom, and it's the last thing I do before I go to sleep. So if that doesn't class as physically and mentally dependent on something, I don't know what does. Whilst maybe 5 hours out of the day doesn't sound like too much when there's 24 hours in a day, if you minus the 9 hours of sleep I get a night and the 8 hours of work I do, that leaves me with 5 out of the 7 hours remaining of my day on social media. Which is pretty crazy. Selfishly, I hope I'm not the only person that's like this, but while I might not be the only one, I'm pretty embarrassed to be this dependent on anything, let alone a couple of apps. While there are definitely some things I enjoy about social media, the majority of my time spent on it is mindless scrolling to pass the time, as I'm sure we've all been guilty of. I'll say, oh, I'll just have a quick little scroll on TikTok. 3 hours later, I'm still on there, scrolling. My goal for the next 30 days is to use this time away from social media to actually feel more motivated and to hopefully use my time more wisely instead of just sitting in bed and scrolling. For some reason, I class sitting around relaxing / doing as nothing as being bored, but scrolling on my phone as productive, and I would really like to change my mindset on that. I think we can all agree that over the last decade, social media has become pretty toxic and negative. It's definitely turned from being a way to connect with friends and family into this weird competition of comparing each other online. The ever-growing obsession with likes and followers and views has definitely infiltrated our lives in probably not the most positive of ways. So this challenge for me is really kind of a personal little experiment to challenge myself, as embarrassingly I will find the next 30 days without social media as very difficult. But my New Year's resolution for 2025 was to do things that challenge me, and if I think to myself I could never do that, or I'm way too scared to do that, then I should probably do it anyway to prove to myself that I can. So with all that being said, let me give you a little rundown of how I'm going to be doing the next 30 days. So today is the 24th of March, 2025, and exactly 30 days from now is the 23rd of April, 2025. And for those 30 days, I will not have access to any of my social media apps. I've deleted them all from TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook. The only things I will be keeping is Messenger, because that is how I contact people, especially work, and Spotify and Netflix, which I don't class as social media, so I'm letting myself off with those. But yeah, I don't use Twitter. I've never used Snapchat, so I don't have them on my phone anyway. I think the longest I've been without social media at any given point was probably the 3 weeks I spent in India. TikTok is actually banned there, so that's the longest I've ever gone without TikTok, but I still have access to Instagram and YouTube and things like that. But this time I'm going completely cold turkey, and maybe 30 days sounds a little bit excessive to you guys, but for me, it's kind of all or nothing, and if I just try to challenge myself to a day, that would, probably not have too much of an impact on my life. Whereas 30 days, I'm hoping to form some more healthier habits, which is good. And if this is motivating you to maybe have a little social media detox, take this as your sign. But yeah, with all that being said, I guess it's time to start the 30-day timer. what do I do now? If this whole experience wasn't torture enough, I decided to start it on my day off from work, which meant I didn't have any work to distract me or keep me busy for 8 hours. I had the whole day to myself. So this morning felt extremely weird. Usually when I wake up, I scroll on social media for an hour or two whilst in bed, but this morning I couldn't do that. I did go on my phone instinctively and then remembered I have no social media apps on there anymore, so instead of rotting in bed like I usually do, I got up, got dressed, and had breakfast. During breakfast, I would normally watch a YouTube video, but today I journaled for the first time in my life. It felt weirdly productive and kind of cathartic getting all my thoughts out like that. Although the thing I kept noticing was how quiet everything was. Like, I can't remember the last time my morning had been so quiet. I would like to say it was calming, but in reality I actually found it quite unsettling. I then went to the shop and had a little walk, which felt pretty routine, and then I spent the next couple of hours when I came back actually doing some Sudoku puzzles and journaling a bit more, actually planning out the intro to this video. I was writing down most of this time and just chilling and chatting with Jake while he was here. I'm kind of hoping that this time away from social media makes me realise why I used to love it in the first place and help me get back to that place again. Something that I wrote in my journal today that really hit home was social media was a saviour at a few key points in my life. In high school, where I felt excluded and isolated, YouTube took me away from that reality. Watching Zoella talking about her August favourites, dreaming about life when I wouldn't have to be at school anymore, even making videos myself brought me so much joy. Or in COVID, when the whole world was in lockdown and forced to stay inside, watching people make that dalgona coffee and trying to make it myself made little moments of the day feel like huge triumphs. That's the side of social media I love, and the side that makes me want to watch it and partake in it forever. I wanted to read that because I don't want you to think that this video is an attack on social media. I'm merely trying to monitor and maintain my time spent on it and to try and control certain aspects of it that definitely have negative impacts on me. It is 6:15, still day one. I just thought I'd give you an update before it kind of gets dark and the lighting won't be great. But yeah, today's been pretty chill. I've definitely found myself wanting to like reach for my phone to go on like TikTok or something, but instead I found a good way to just kind of like keep my hands busy. So I was like doing the Sudoku puzzles and then I was crocheting, but it's been really nice. My brain has felt turned off, which is kind of good for a day off. I'm probably going to just spend the rest of the night watching a few films, having dinner, and then going to sleep. I'll probably give daily updates, especially for the first like 7 to 10 days or so, and then after that I'll probably be in the swing of it and only give you like updates every couple of days. But yeah, that's how day one's gone, and I guess I will see you tomorrow for day 2. Would you believe me if I told you that I slept for 11 hours last night? I went to bed at 10 PM and woke up at 9 AM. Isn't that crazy? Now, I'm not sure if this is because of the no social media, but I know that I haven't slept that long and that well in a long time. I'm surprised at how well I did yesterday for not going on social media for the full 24 hours, and today was going to be much easier because I was at work for 8 hours of the day, so a lot less time to have to keep busy. I just kind of did some Sudokus and journaled in my break, and the rest of the day I just worked. Hello everybody, it is day 3 without social media, and today I'm going on a hike, and that's what I'm hiking up. That mountain there. I've been meaning to do this hike ever since I came to this town, and it was so nice to finally be able to do it. It was a pretty long hike. I mean, it took me almost an hour just to get to where the actual trail started, and then the trail loop was about 40 minutes, and then the hour walk back. But it was so lovely. I saw some really cool wildlife along the way, and it was so nice to just have some time to just be alone with my thoughts, get some good walking in, and yeah, it was just really lovely. It was 11 kilometres in total, and I left at about 8:30 and came back at 11 in the morning. And then I met a friend for lunch, and it turned into a lunch, afternoon, and dinner date. And we spent the whole rest of the day together. So I was a bit nervous to have another day off without social media, but it actually worked out really well because I literally didn't even think about touching my phone once. I think doing this challenge of not being able to use social media has made me far more productive on my days off than I usually am, because usually I would just end up scrolling on my phone, hours pass, and then I've spent the whole day doing absolutely nothing. Whereas like this morning, I couldn't touch my phone when I got up, so I basically had to go straight out, get ready and go, which is really not like me at all. I usually love lying around in bed, but I'm starting to realise that it's less the chilling in bed that I enjoy, and it's more the scrolling on my phone. I'm not saying that there wasn't times, especially during the first couple of days, that I didn't go and try and reach for my phone to scroll on it, but then obviously with all the apps deleted, I couldn't. So I'm glad that I have definitely done this challenge, because it's definitely shown me that I probably shouldn't be reaching for it as much as I do. But yeah, day 3 went really well, and I guess I'll see you for day 4. Day 4 felt pretty routine at this point, you know, journaling whilst having breakfast, which I have actually been really enjoying. It feels really nice to just take some time to get the thoughts out from the rest of the day and the day before, and it's a really nice way to start the day, so I will definitely be journaling a lot more even after this challenge. But then the rest of the day I had to alter a dress, which I've been meaning to do for a while now and I've been putting off. So today was the perfect day to do it because I can't just scroll on my phone the whole day. I was in work in the evening, so that kept me pretty busy after that. But yeah, today was just about getting some errands done, which is good because it just shows how much I put things off to go on social media, which is kind of crazy. Day 5, I can't believe how fast the week is actually going. It started off the same as every other morning. I do like a routine, if you can't tell. But I was actually in work all day today, so I literally didn't have time to even think about going on my phone. My shifts are split shifts, so I do 4 hours in the morning and then 4 hours in the evening when I have a full day. And then just that break in the middle, I spent a little bit of time with Jake. We were just chilling, and I was playing some more Sudoku, which I have been thoroughly enjoying. But yeah, it was just a day of work and then a bit of chill in between, and I didn't even think about social media once. I don't know if it's just me that finds it really hard to stay motivated when the weather's bad. It's something about when the sun's out and shining, and it just gives you that boost of serotonin. But today the weather was absolutely awful. Thankfully I was at work most of the day, otherwise it would have been pretty hard, I reckon, if it had been a day off, because I wouldn't have had anything to keep me busy. I wouldn't have been able to go out anywhere. So yeah, thankful I was at work today because it definitely kept my mind distracted, and it's been nice to pick up crochet again. Hello everybody, so it is officially day 7 of this challenge of doing no social media for 30 days. I can't believe how fast the week's gone. Today is Sunday. Obviously I've been doing kind of check-ins this whole week of every day, showing you how it's gone and things like that. I definitely feel like I've got into the groove with it now. And so I'll probably just give you check-ins every now and then until the 30 days is up, and then after the 30 days I will give you my thoughts and feelings of how it's gone for the month. But yeah, first week down, feeling good, 3 more weeks to go. Are there any changes I've noticed since starting this challenge? Well, I'm 11 days in and I've noticed a few things. Firstly, I've noticed the obvious, which is that I've been going on my phone significantly less than before, with my average screen time dropping from 5 hours a day to 1 hour. Secondly, I've noticed that I've been sleeping longer and better. I obviously can't say for certain that this is because of the no social media, but studies show that the use of technology before going to sleep is detrimental to sleep quality due to the blue light suppressing melatonin production. So whilst I can't say I've been sleeping better solely due to the lack of social media, I definitely think it's a big factor. I asked my boyfriend if he's noticed anything, and he said that I've been much more productive and even a bit more positive than usual, which is always a good thing. Yesterday, I got an email from Instagram saying that I had 4 unread messages and 3 new likes. And at first, my mind went to, oh my god, what am I missing? I've got 4 unread messages. And then I realised in 15 days without going on social media, that's all I've missed. A couple of likes and a couple of messages. And it really gave me the push that I needed to continue this challenge because it really made me realise how little I actually need social media. Hello everybody, sorry I haven't given you an update in a while, but it is officially day 18 of my no social media journey for 30 days. The time's going really quick actually. I can't believe we're already past halfway. It's all felt pretty routine, especially since the first week and a bit has passed. It's all just kind of gone pretty smoothly. I've gotten a pretty good routine with not going on social media. There's been a few instances where people ask me if I've seen something they've sent me on Instagram or things like that, and I'm like, oh no, I've not seen it. But yeah, I got an email from Instagram. I don't think I've ever had an email from Instagram. They must be like, why are you away for so long? Giving me like an update on like how many messages I have, and like the fact that it was, you know, I got it on day 15. The fact that I'm barely missing anything kind of gave me that extra like boost to be like, I'm really not missing anything. So yeah, I'm probably not going to give you an update again for a while. Probably like day 21 when it's been like officially 3 weeks or maybe something like that. But yeah, I'm finding it really, really good. I felt like a lot more, I don't know, it feels weird to describe. Like it's been nice to not like be constantly reaching for my phone all the time. Like my screen time is like dramatically dropped because I'm like not even reaching for my phone at all, to just like scroll on things. So it's been really nice. I am glad that I've let myself have Netflix, especially on my days off, and especially yesterday I got a really bad cold. You can probably hear it in me now. But yesterday I was like literally in bed all day because I felt so ill. So thankfully I had Netflix to kind of keep me busy, otherwise I probably would have felt really bored and I probably would have just slept all day. But yeah, that's my little update for day 18, and I guess I will see you on day 21. Studies show that social media can have a huge impact on our overall well-being by fueling anxiety, depression, loneliness, and FOMO, also known as the fear of missing out. If you're spending a lot of time on social media and feeling sadness, dissatisfaction, frustration, or loneliness, it may be time to re-examine your relationship with your online presence. This article really resonated with me because I can completely relate to what is stated in it, and I am guilty of letting social media have such a negative impact on my life. It's day 20 of doing this challenge, which means I'm officially 2/3 of the way through, and I'm definitely at the point now of realising what a big impact social media has on my life. I'm definitely guilty of letting social media make me feel sad, dissatisfied with my life, frustrated and lonely. It's so easy to compare yourself to people online. Social media is often categorised as a highlight reel. You see the best of people's lives and never the worst, and you constantly compare your own life to other people's, and I'm 100% guilty of doing this. And that's why this past 30 days have been so nice, because I haven't been able to do that, and I've been so satisfied in what I've been able to get up to in the past 20 days without comparing myself to others. I can't believe it is officially the last day of this challenge. The 30 days seems to have just flown by, especially this last week. I've been feeling a little bit ill for the past couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure I've had COVID, so I've just been trying to get through it. But feeling ill has made me pretty unmotivated. But this last week we have been house sitting for a friend, and it's been nice to be able to cook and watch TV and sit on a couch rather than a bed. And it's a really nice change to just staying in a hotel room the whole time. And it definitely makes the time go a lot quicker, which is what I've definitely needed this past couple of weeks. Well, it has officially been 30 days without social media. It's had its ups and downs and definitely taught me a lot about how I use my free time, my mental space, my relationships, and so much more, which you will have seen in the video. Since starting this challenge, the main things I've noticed, more obviously, is that I obviously spend a lot less time on my phone, so my screen time dramatically dropped. I felt a lot more positive and engaged in conversations, and it definitely gave me this kind of streak of motivation and productivity, which felt so great. Some things that surprised me that I didn't expect were that I slept so much longer and better, which was really strange. I really didn't think that that would have much of an effect. I wasn't comparing myself to others as much. And even at the start I had like slight withdrawal symptoms, which is really crazy because it just made me realise how addicted to social media I really am. There are definitely some things that I want to take away from this experiment, including I would love to journal more. I'd love to limit the time on my phone. That was a big help for me. I'd like to prioritise being productive over scrolling and get outside a lot more. As it is past the 30 days now, I did reinstall all of my social media apps, and I went through my following list and actually just removed a bunch of, you know, people that I didn't know or people that kind of had this like negative effect on me. And that doesn't necessarily mean negative content. I mean sometimes in the way that I compare myself to others. So I just kind of went through and had kind of like a mass unfollowing, and now the only things I'm seeing on my feeds are just things that bring me joy or happiness, or that like I just find fun to watch, and that feels really great actually, and I'm really glad that I did that. Overall, I am so glad that I have completed this experiment, and I'm really proud of myself and learned a lot, not only about myself but about the effects of social media. I'd love to know if any of you have ever tried going on a social media detox before, or maybe if this video has inspired you to do so, definitely let me know in the comments below. And if you're thinking, I could never go 30 days without social media, if you look back on day one, I said the exact same thing, and here I am 30 days later. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and please subscribe if you want to see more content from this channel, and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified anytime I upload a new video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!